Hello viewers, getting ready to start a race on Assetto Corsa, running the new Dream Pack number 1 DLC, driving the Alfa Romeo 125, 2 laps at Nordschleife. Let's see how I get on. Part of the reason for doing this video was to have a closer look at the AI, which I'll do during the course of this video. At this point, I would just stay behind them and kind of see what they do, see where the weakness is. Seem to have this 61 car up the inside there. So one thing I have noticed about the AI on this Assetto Corsa latest patch is that once you get ahead of them, or even just alongside them, they are pretty quick to kind of pull the plug on any kind of battling. And it seems you have to go very, very slow for them to actually make a pass on you. So I think if you can get your nose in front of them, then they quickly bail out of it. Should have this number 10 car along the straight. Flagplatz. Yellow flag up ahead. See a lot of the AI outbraking themselves on this corner. Does seem to be the case on a lot of where they're heavy braking into a tight corner. They do seem to struggle. I think there's going to be one or two other cases of, or examples of that kind of behaviour coming up. Running a bit wide there. Here so you can see in my mirrors the grey car did for a little while pull a slot alongside me, but quickly bowed out of it. Slightly tight and twisty section coming up. This AI is set at 100% difficulty. Not sure if I mentioned that previously, but definitely slower than I'd like to see through this section. See one of them getting loose there. I quite like that. Quite good to see AI cars losing it randomly on their without reason. And that's adds that little random element to it. Give this car a little hurry up push. This next one chops me off a little bit there. I mean, you could argue that's just aggressive driving or AI that hasn't got a clue you're there. This time you can see he is aware of me, and clearly he made a move to the left to give me room. He keeps fighting for a bit here, but then suddenly just backs out of it completely. Even though we're halfway around a very high speed straight. So again, it's almost as if as soon as I got my nose in front, he just backed out of it. Slightly dodgy gear shift, trying to work out what gear is best to get up this hill. Only a 5-speed transmission on this car. And coming up to the carousel, I believe I completely butchered this. Yep. Again, this section is quite tight and twisty on around here. Wouldn't expect to be making passes really. But I am struggling here with the almost a number 42's lack of pace is causing me issues. Almost got pushed wide there. Finally I can get alongside him, and once again, once you do, they will give you the room, and then once you get halfway alongside them, they will just back out of it, it seems. You can already see how far he's dropped back instantly. A bit of grass cutting. Completely butcher this last corner. Yep. And once again, this is a good indication of how reluctant the AI is to pass. That whole pack of cars behind must have had a massive run on me speed-wise, but they've ended up all just sitting in place. And by now I've picked up enough speed to be able to reasonably fend them off, but you still imagine they should have the pace to go by with the draft effect, but understeer into there. Front end can definitely drift out a bit on this car. So now into the second lap. 6 positions to gain. That's also a little odd side effect I've seen a few times. It might be realistic, I'm not sure, but occasionally the AI, well, the cars in general seem to almost show as if they're on 3 wheels, really slouching back onto their rear tyres, and the front, one of the front tyres lifting off the ground. Number 3 car giving a good battle here. That's more what we want. You can see that there the tyre just lifted off the ground a bit there. And he gets that completely wrong and swerves across my path there. Orange car clearly off the speed. Three more cars to go. This is definitely my least favourite corner. The other car catching me out a little bit there on how early he brakes. Once again. Bit of tyre smoke up there, so someone's been drifting a little bit. The horrible corner, and the AI agrees. I think all 3 of the AI there went off pretty much. And we managed to gain 1 more position as a result of that. Struggling to work out what gear I should be in there. Second gear ends too early. Third gear just doesn't seem to have the grunt to get up the hill. Getting into the high speed section now. This little kink always scares me with that curb. Yep. Shift down a gear, get around here. Massively gained on the AI in that section. At this point I managed to get around the 2 of them. around the outside of that corner. Into carousel for the second time. Take it slightly better to start with, but then get too much oversteer, and I was almost lucky not to roll the car there. Curbs on this track are massive. It's funny, in the past I always thought they were just overly created by certain game devs, but now this is a laser scanned version of the track. I kind of appreciate that those curbs are real, really like that bad. Certainly prevents you from riding the curbs too much. From here on, you can see from my rear view mirror, I'm clearly pulling away from the pack. Now there's quite a visible gap on the mini map appeared as well. But then I do that. Lost it massively. Held it, got it back together, and still the AI is almost nowhere to be seen. Just about to come onto a straight now. I think I got this wrong as well, did I? I can't remember. No, not so bad that time. But yeah, so I mean, this has been 2 laps of Nordschleife driving the Alfa 125. A good little look into how the AI reacts. As I say, this is currently running on patch 1.27. Let's see, just make sure I get to the finish line before I cut the video. I always forget that the finish line's not back there, it's around this couple of corners. As always guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Till next time, I'll see you later. Bye.